Picture this. You've worked your whole life. You've paid your taxes, raised a family, done everything you were ever told to do. And now you're staring down retirement with around $29,000 a year from NZ Super, while rent in Auckland has hit $650 a week. The maths simply doesn't work. And tens of thousands of New Zealanders have quietly figured that out. They're packing up, leaving the country they've called home their entire lives, and retiring to places like Thailand, Bali, Fiji, and the Cook Islands, where their money stretches 3 to 5 times further. So, what is actually going on here? And, more importantly, how much money do you really need to pull this off? Let's start with the obvious. New Zealand has a cost of living problem, and retirees are feeling it harder than almost anyone. NZ Super, the universal pension every Kiwi gets at 65, pays a single person living alone around $29,000 a year after tax. That sounds manageable until you look at what life actually costs. According to Massey University's retirement guidelines, the gap between NZ Super and what it really takes to live comfortably can be as much as $950 a week. And if you're renting in Auckland, where the median house rent has hit $650 a week, your entire pension barely covers the roof over your head, let alone food, power, and everything else. That gap between what retirees receive and what life actually costs is exactly why more than 71,000 New Zealanders left the country in a single year recently, the biggest exodus since 2008. For a growing number of them, the answer isn't working until they drop. It's retiring somewhere their money finally goes far enough. Now here's the part most people don't realize. You can live overseas and still receive your NZ Super, but it works differently from the Australian system, so pay close attention, because this is where it gets interesting. There are 2 routes. The first is general portability, and it covers almost anywhere in the world, including Thailand and Bali. Under this rule, you receive a slice of NZ Super for every year you lived in New Zealand between the ages of 20 and 65. Live your entire working life here, and you get the full basic pension paid to you, anywhere on Earth, straight into your New Zealand bank account. Spend only part of your adult life here, and you get a proportion of it. The second route is the one Australians can only dream about. New Zealand has a special arrangement with 22 Pacific countries, and with just 20 years of living in New Zealand, you can collect the full basic NZ Super while living in places like the Cook Islands, Niue, Fiji, Samoa, or Tonga. And here's the magic. The Cook Islands, Niue, and Tokelau are part of the realm of New Zealand. Kiwis are citizens there. They use the New Zealand dollar. English is spoken everywhere. You can even apply for your pension from the islands themselves. One honest catch. When you live overseas, you get the standard rate, not the higher living alone rate or the extra supplements. So plan around the basic figure of roughly $26,000 to $27,000 a year. But that basic pension in the right country changes everything. So let's talk about where Kiwis are actually going. Thailand is the most popular destination by far, especially Chiang Mai in the north. The climate is mild, the food is unbelievable, the healthcare is genuinely world-class, and there's already a huge community of expats from New Zealand and Australia. A realistic budget for a single retiree living comfortably in Chiang Mai, a decent condo, eating out regularly, private health insurance, the works, comes in somewhere around 50 to 90,000 Thai baht a month. At today's exchange rate, that's roughly 2,600 to 4,700 New Zealand dollars. Compare that to trying to survive in Auckland on the same money, and it's not even close. Thailand also offers a straightforward retirement visa for anyone over 50. It requires either 800,000 baht in a Thai bank account, around 42,000 New Zealand dollars, or proof of a monthly income of about 65,000 baht, which is roughly $3,400 a month. For a lot of Kiwis, NZ Super alone gets them most of the way there. Next up is Bali. New Zealanders have loved Bali for decades, so it's no surprise that more retirees are making it a permanent base. The Indonesian retirement visa is available to anyone 55 and older, and it asks for proof of either around $3,000 a month in income or about $50,000 in savings. A comfortable lifestyle in Bali, a private villa, a scooter, fresh food from the local market, and regular meals out can run somewhere between 1,600 and 2,700 New Zealand dollars a month, depending on how you live. But the option that's truly unique to us is the Pacific. Forget the 6-hour flight to Asia. Places like Tonga in the Cook Islands, Niue, Fiji, and Samoa are right on our doorstep. And for a Kiwi, they offer something nowhere else can. In the Cook Islands and Niue, you're using the same New Zealand dollar that lands in your account. You're speaking English, you're a few hours from family, and your full basic NZ Super travels with you. Imagine swapping a cold, damp Auckland winter and a $650 rent for a warm island where your pension actually covers your life. Quick favor while we're here. If this is opening your eyes to something you hadn't considered, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more Kiwis find the channel. And it's not just the Pacific and Thailand. Malaysia, especially Penang, offers world-class healthcare and English everywhere for around $1,300 to $2,400 a month. Vietnam can come in under $1,100 a month for the adventurous. And the Philippines has a purpose-built retirement visa with comfortable living in the range of $1,100 to $2,000 a month. Now let's get into the real numbers. How much do you actually need to make this work? Say your target lifestyle costs 2,500 New Zealand dollars a month. That's $30,000 a year. If you're already 65 and receiving the full basic NZ Super, you're most of the way. And in many of these countries, your pension alone covers a comfortable life with money to spare. But what if you want to retire early, before 65, before the pension even kicks in? Then you think about it differently. Using the 4% rule, the idea that you can safely draw 4% of your portfolio each year, you'd need around $750,000 invested to generate $30,000 a year for life. Now compare that to retiring comfortably inside New Zealand, where on top of your super, you realistically need $1 million or more to close that $950 a week gap. So for a lot of Kiwis, retiring to the islands or to Asia isn't just a lifestyle choice, it's a mathematical shortcut to financial freedom. And remember what makes this country special for building that portfolio in the first place. New Zealand has no general capital gains tax, so the investments you grow to get there keep all of their growth along the way. Here's a detail that catches people out: your KiwiSaver. It doesn't disappear when you move overseas. Once you reach 65, you can access it wherever in the world you happen to be living. And if you decide to emigrate permanently to a country other than Australia, then after 1 year away, you can withdraw almost all of it, though the government contributions you received get repaid to the government. If you're moving to Australia, the rules are different. You transfer your KiwiSaver into an Australian super fund rather than cashing it out. The key, just like with your super, is to sort your KiwiSaver strategy out before you leave, because managing it from the other side of the world gets complicated fast. And now the thing that keeps people up at night: healthcare. New Zealand's public system and the reciprocal health agreements it has with Australia and the United Kingdom will not cover you once you're living in Thailand, Bali, or most of the Pacific. Out there, you are on your own. The good news is that private healthcare in countries like Thailand and Malaysia is genuinely world-class, with hospitals in Bangkok treating hundreds of thousands of international patients every year. But you need proper international health insurance, and you need to arrange it before any health issues pile up. For someone in their early 60s, budget somewhere around $2,500 to $5,000 a year for solid cover. And it isn't only healthcare you have to plan around. Currency risk is real. A weaker Kiwi dollar means your money doesn't stretch as far overseas. And then there's loneliness. Leaving sounds exciting, but being away from your kids, your grandkids, and your mates weighs on people over time. These are not reasons to dismiss the idea, but they are things to plan for with your eyes open. So, if this idea has sparked something in you, don't book a one-way ticket tomorrow. Start with a trial run. Spend 1 to 3 months in a place before you commit. Rent somewhere, live like a local, meet the expat community, and see how it really feels through more than just a holiday. Retiring overseas isn't for everyone. But for the growing number of New Zealanders who are tired of watching their savings vanish just to keep a roof over their heads, it's quietly becoming one of the smartest financial moves they'll ever make. If this video opened your eyes to something new, do me a favor and hit subscribe. Turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.